Namaste. Welcome to the third lecture demonstration on Bharatanatyam for Gandhi Center, Indian Embassy, The Hague. Yeah, I'm not wearing a sari for this lecture demonstration. The previous sari was a different one and the first sari was a different one. And today I'm wearing a different practice attire. As you have seen, this has a pant, a top and a shawl that goes around you. For a child who begins learning Bharatanatyam, I would recommend to wear this practice dress. However, for adults who are in intermediate level and who are in advanced level, teachers like me advise them to wear the practice sari that I wore in the previous lecture demonstration or the first one. So what is important about this attire is a slit in your top that allows your leg to move freely without having to stop anywhere. A pant that does not lock your heel, that lets you to move your leg without much of a stoppage or no hindrance at all. And why is this shawl? Many of you ask dance teachers whether this is an ornament, but this is not for any ornamental purpose. This shawl defines your torso when you want to dance. This is tied around my waist and here it is fastened so tightly that it doesn't loosen up or doesn't remove when you're dancing, because your torso gets tighter from this point of your body, and that is defined by this shawl. This also supports your back by holding it together and strengthening your back. Like how when a sports person is practicing his sports, he wears a kneecap or he wears a band around his waist or his hand. They wear certain things that helps them to tighten up their body and to support their body. Similarly, for dance, which involves a lot of footwork and it involves body movement, your torso has to be defined, and this is what is going to define your torso. This is highly recommended and it is a must for every dancer who is practicing dance. My aim as part of this lecture demonstration is to communicate the important aspects of Bharatanatyam before getting into the journey of learning Bharatanatyam. In my first lecture demonstration, I highlighted the history and the conception of Bharatanatyam. In my second lecture demonstration, I threw some light into the other woes that we have to learn as part of our Bharatanatyam journey. And in today's lecture demonstration, I'm going to talk about mudras and the usage of that mudras in Bharatanatyam. Has a theory and a practical approach. Dance also has a theory and a practical approach. Let's go back in your life. For example, in mathematics, you would have learned trigonometries as part of your school or your college, and you would have applied it in a different way in your present life, but you don't know whether you're applying trigonometry or not. Same way in dance, it has a huge theoretical concept that is closely knitted with the practical concept. It's extremely intertwined that we may not even be aware that we are applying those theoretical concepts into the practice that we are doing every day. Theory and the practice of Bharatanatyam comes in one line with respect to Bharatanatyam. There is a huge theoretical concept that We as dancers have to be aware before we start learning the practical dance that everybody learns while they begin their journey as a dancer. As you may know, when you want to learn dance, it is a deep concept and it needs a lot of time to learn and master the form of art of dance. Via these lecture demonstrations, I'm trying to pass on certain information or using it as a key to inspire you to learn Bharatanatyam. So as I mentioned, in today's lecture demonstration, I am going to talk about mudras. What are mudras? So, mudras are gestures, hand gestures. I'm talking only about hand gestures. Body gesture is a different concept when it comes to Bharatanatyam. So what are these hand gestures? In previous lecture demonstration, I spoke about alphabets and how alphabets are used when it comes to Bharatanatyam. So these mudras, hand gestures, help you to make the communication clear. It helps you to form a word in order to communicate a message to the audience or in order to communicate the meaning of what you're dancing to the audience. So mudras, there are two types of mudras in Bharatanatyam. One is called a Samyuta Mudra and the second one is called Samyuta Mudra. A Samyuta Mudra means unjoined mudras, or it's called as single-handed gestures. Whereas Samyuta Mudra, which is the opposite, is called joint mudras or double-handed gestures. Now today I'm going to show you all the Samyuta Mudras and I'm going to show you how it is used in an Adavu. Let's see the Samyuta Mudras. Pataka, where all your fingers are pointed upwards and your thumb is bent. Tripataka, where your ring finger is bent down in your pataka position, is Tripataka. The mostly used Adavu gesture is Tripataka. Ardhapataka, where your little finger is also bent. Ardha means half. Pataka means flag. This is half flag. Kartari Mukha, where the already bent ring finger and little finger touches the thumb and you have a scissor in your hand. Mayurakyo, where in your Tripataka your thumb joins the middle finger, showing Mayurakyo means peacock. Ardhachandra means moon, where your pataka is tilted and your thumb is lifted up. Arala, where your Ardhachandran is brought back to pataka and your pointer finger is bent on your thumb. Shukatundakaha, where your ring finger and your index finger is bent, denoting a peacock beak. A parrot beak. Mushti, showing strength, togetherness, gist, where all your finger is closed tightly. Shikara, showing the peak, the top, the victory, where your thumb is pointing up like a thumbs up. Kapitta, such a beautiful hand gesture where all your fingers are folded down and your thumb and your index finger are joined. The next mudra is an interesting one. It's called Katakamukha, and there are 3 versions of Katakamukha. This is one version of Katakamukha. This is also one of the most commonly used single gesture in our adavus and in dance in general. This is the second version of Katakamukha. And this is the third version of Katakamukha, where in your shikaram you place your thumb and your index finger together. This is a very commonly used single gesture when you want to show a girl. Katakamukha. Suchi, that means needle, that's used to point somebody. Suchi. Chandrakala, which is a crescent. Chandrakala. Padmakosha, a little bud, a lotus bud. Padmakosha. Sarpashirasthatha, a phase of a serpent, of a snake. Sarpasirashtatha. Mriga-sirsha, a phase of an animal, any animal. Mriga-sirishaha. Simmamukhaha, a face of a lion or a lioness. Simmamukhaha, which is also used for deers. Kangula. It's predominantly used for bell because it looks like a bell. Kangula. Alapadmakaha, one of the beautiful and often used single hand gesture, which is like a flower where your little finger until your thumb goes in an ascending order. Alapadmakaha. Chaturo, where your thumb touches the middle part of your middle finger. Chaturo, called a square. Bhrimaraschaiva, where your index finger is bent into your thumb and your middle finger touches your thumb. Bhrimaraschaiva, called a bee. Hamsasyo, a swan, a beak of a swan. Hamsasyo. Hamsapakshakaha, where now your thumb touches or joins the other 3 fingers. It's called the feather of a swan. Hamsapakshakaha. Chandamshaha. This is the single hand gesture of Chandamshaha. Mukulaha, like a tip, a bit. Tamrachuda, a lotus. Trishula, like how you're showing the number 3 and a very, very powerful weapon, Trishula. This is the end of single hand gestures. So we saw the single hand gestures now. A adavu will mean nothing without these single hand gestures. For example, the second adavu, which is the not adavu, the leg movement is almost always going with your leg and coming back, going with your leg and coming back. But with the hand gestures, it has a meaning. For example, the first not adavu is with the Tripitaka mudra, and you do the yum ta ta the yum ta ha, right? So it gives mudras, gives your adavu a completion, a meaning. For example, when you start dancing, you do namaskaram to the goddess of earth, seeking her blessings because you are going to dance on her. For that, you just joining your hands is not enough. We also use the mudras to do the namaskaram just like this with the beautiful Katakamuka. You see, with the hand gestures, whatever you do makes a sense. For example, with Tatakam, you show a flag, you show I, you show you show you all, you show rain, right? So every hand gesture has a meaning and a purpose in dance. So via this lecture demonstration, I hope I've communicated enough about single hand gestures, asamyuta mudras. In the following lecture demonstration, let's cover more concepts of Bharatanatyam. Thank you for watching.